More than 3,600 Georgians are right now on a waiting list hoping for a life-saving organ. This morning, organ donation is the focus of an ongoing debate that may challenge you to think about the process behind giving the gift of life. Channel 2 Action News anchor Fred Blankenship has that story.
Life-ending accidents occur every day. Organ donation allows hope to spring from tragedy and life to grow from death.
She came in with a diagnosis of acute respiratory failure.
Once death is pronounced, the process of organ donation begins with a call from the hospital to an organ procurement organization like LifeLink of Georgia.
What we do with that call is make sure that person is healthy enough to become a donor. If so, the next step is for us to talk to that family and say, this is what your loved one's wishes were.
From there, organ recovery begins. From just one donor, the lives of 8 people can be saved. Once the organs are recovered, they're placed in sterile ice, and the journey to the transplant recipient begins. But there are questions being raised about the beginning of this procedure, namely, when does life end?
I agree with the life-giving principle of organ donation. I just think that in our zeal to do this, we've forgotten about some other important issues that people are concerned about, and rightly so, and that is the ethical aspects of this.
Scott Henderson is the assistant professor of bioethics for Luther Rice University in Lithonia. His research challenges tests doctors use to determine if a person is dead.
The criterion is all functions of the entire brain, including the brain stem, have permanently ceased. Say those functions are not there. How can we test that?
Dr. Wendy Wright is an intensive care urologist at Emory University Hospital in Midtown. One of her areas of expertise is establishing when brain death has occurred.
And what we're looking for is total brain failure. We're looking to see if the brain has any function or if in fact there's no blood flow to the brain, there's no metabolism to the brain. And we've, over the years, have developed very accurate ways to look and see if there are any brain reflexes, if there's any brain activity. And if none of this is present, the patient has died based on neurologic criteria or based on total brain failure.
Dr. Wright says the tests that are used to determine brain failure are based on well-established biology and science.
The only time there might be a gray area is if a person isn't well trained and isn't used to looking for these signs of neurologic death. And that's why they might call an intensive care neurologist or a neurosurgeon or someone with a lot of experience in this.
There are over 40 different sets of tests that can be applied that neurologists can choose from. And so these tests are so variable, so varied I should say, that it's certainly theoretically possible to be declared dead when one set is applied and alive when another set is applied.
And I do understand that there are some ethicists out there who say, well, you just can't be sure, and if you just can't be sure, why take these patients off of the machines? It doesn't mean that they're not dead. These patients have still passed away. And if there is any question about that, I encourage people to look into the science, to look into the scientific information.
When you go to the driver's license office, you're simply asked a question, and it's a yes or no answer. And if you say yes to that, I'm wondering if people really know what they're saying yes to. I think they have an idea in their mind, but does that idea correspond with reality?
With more than 3,600 in Georgia on a waiting list for an organ that could save their lives. How do these issues impact LifeLink of Georgia?
It doesn't impact what we do because our mission is to provide those life-saving organs. What it does impact is a conversation. And that I love. I want people to question and seek answers and seek facts.
So, what do you think? When is someone really dead? Join the conversation. Go to our Facebook page. That's P2P on WSB TV.